Without Winbush here. And today I wanted to answer a question that seems to be coming up a lot, and a nice way of saying it: how exactly do you render out an audio reactive mesh whenever you're using a sequencer? Because with the motion tools, there is actually a glitch in there that's being addressed, but right now there is a workaround if you want to be able to render out your audio reactive mesh inside of Unreal Engine 5.4. So to show you guys exactly how to do this, I'm using the sequence that I actually had created in this tutorial before. So if you want to see exactly how to build this out, make sure you check out that tutorial. But if I come down here inside of my sequencer, if I hit play, you can see that we have our cloner that is audio reactive. The cans are reacting to the audio that is down here. This is just the MP3. And if you watched any of my tutorials in the past, like how to do a VDB sequence animation in here, you might notice that you have to manually adjust your keyframes to get this to render out. So the way that we're going to do that is make sure that I have my effector up here selected. And I'm going to come over here to my operator stack. I'm just going to drag this over here because it was in my second window. But if I come over here, make sure my effector is selected, come over here to animations. If I scroll down here to where it says time source name, right now everything is reacting to the sequence, which is what we have down here, but this isn't going to make it render out. So we have to do it manually. So if I click on this right here and actually come down to manual, you'll see that the attributes will change a little bit, and you'll see that we have custom time in here now. So what I want to do is right here where we have add keyframe to property, I want to left click on this, and then down here inside the sequencer, you can see that it added a keyframe for that. So if I actually drag this out like so, we can actually see what it says down here. So we have a keyframe at custom time 0. Let's move this out to maybe like 500, somewhere around there. And then I'm just going to take my custom time and move it up. Now in theory, you'd want to take it all the way to 496. So I'm actually going to do that because that's the frame that we're at. And then I'm going to hit end right here so we could get the loop through, hit this right here, and it's going to loop. But if you notice, if I click play, it's acting really sporadic in here. So what we want to do is actually select these keyframes. So I'm going to come down here. Let's make this 500 so we can see it better. Actually, let's do 600. So I'm going to select both of these keyframes here. And I'm going to right click on one of them, and I'm going to make it linear. Now this should help out our animation a little bit better. So if I click on play here, it's a little bit better, but you can see that it's still really going hyper reactive, right? So that's not exactly how we want it to be. So if I come back down here and I go to my last keyframe, what I've been doing is actually just making it a different frame number and just manually looking at it by eye. So you can see right there, it's acting a little bit better when I did my custom time at 25. Maybe let's come down here to 20 and hit play again. So there we go. So somewhere around there, I'm not sure exactly how this custom time correlates with your frames inside of here. Whenever we're doing the VDB, it was actually the actual frame number in here, but for this, it doesn't seem to be the case. But this is the way that we go about creating it so that we can have it render out. So once you're happy with how your sequence is looking there, I'm actually going to hit on pause again, go back to the beginning, and let's render this out. But before I do that, there's going to be a lot of motion blur. So let me come over here inside of my post-process volume. I'm going to come down here to motion. And this is just a tip. If you don't want any motion blur, I'm going to select these on right here. So I came to my post-process volume, typed in motion, amount 0, 0. And then I'm just going to keep this actually at 60 frames per second because that's what our target is. And that's how we're going to get rid of our motion blur for when we render it out. So now I can come over here to my clipboard, click on this, bring this over like so. And let's just render out a quick time, just really quickly here. So come down here, Output ProRes, going to put this onto my desktop. And that's just what I'm going to do for right now for this example. So I'm going to click accept. And actually before I hit render, I can't forget to bring my camera down here into my sequencer so it will properly render out. So I'm coming back over here to my outliner. I'm going to select my camera, just quickly drag it down here into my sequencer. So we have our camera cuts track. Now we're ready to render it out. So I'm going to drag this back over here, and then let's not render out as many frames. We don't need it for this example. So I'm just going to cut it down there, and I'm going to hit render. And now as you can see here, it's actually rendering it out right here inside of our render preview. So I'm just going to let this finish, and then we'll look at the final quick time as it renders out. Okay, so it's done rendering it out. So let me come down here, and I'm just going to open it up inside of my, let's drag this down a little bit inside my media viewer. But as you can see, we have it rendered out here. So let me put this on loop. This is playing back the QuickTime that we just rendered out there. And yeah, so that's a way that we can render it out inside the sequencer. I know it's a little bit hacky, but as of right now, this is the proper way to do it. I know they are working on a fix there. And so in version maybe like 5.5 or some type of update, this will be fixed out. But for now, this is how we do it. So hopefully this helped a lot of you guys out there. If it did, please leave me a comment down below. Even better, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, stay fresh, keep creating, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you soon. Take care.